good start for the Germans in match 2.
Let's have a little look, maybe if we can have a replay of that first ball, just to see if there was any movement at all, bowling across the right-hander. Let's have a little look here. Watch the scene, bolt upright, trying to swing it away from the right-hander, not the traditional left-armer's swing.
Perfect line and length, just inside the tram lines. Finds the edge of Rinku Singh's bat. Scurries down the other end, and based on that first 2 deliveries, I think Rinku Singh will probably be quite pleased to be at the non-strikers.
Yeah, well, a little bit of movement there, as we mentioned, the new Kookaburra. Swinging early. Again, as a left armer, conventionally, most left-handers actually bowl in swing to the right-handers, but this is something a little bit different, trying to push it away to the slip cordon.
Rinku once more. Pardon me, that's Vijay Gautam facing first ball up. Of course, Singh off strike. And this is a lovely start from Ahmed Wada. Wadakin again, continuing this excellent first over. That's a good shot for North. And there is nothing more frustrating as an opener. Vijay Gautam still yet to score. Wadakin again. And that is a good shot that he won't get naught for this time. Right in front of our commentary box position, Amak Ali with the fielding. Plenty of chatter out there on the stop mics of encouragement from the SG Findorf boys, and so they should be. Wadakin once more. Oh, that's a lovely piece of bowling. End of the over, just 2 off the first one. This is really smart stuff from the German champions. Ahmed Wadak with that left arm over angle. Every single ball just on the outside edge of the tram lines. This is really good. Findorf with a bit of a point to prove after getting mauled by the Italian side, JJ Brescia, at the back end of yesterday. They were the last team to get going in the ECL. Had to wait until the 6th game of the competition to play, and when they did, they found themselves at the mercy of Ahmed Jalil. Second over to start from the Las Lomas end of the ground, away from us. Vijay Gautam to face. Ooh. Keep it down, boys. Come on. Petersburg lines really struggling. 3 without loss. Oh, and they could have lost their first wicket. They certainly have. A brilliant start for SG Findorf, and they've got the wicket their efforts deserved.
Come on, boys.
Vijay Gautam has to walk. No DRS in the ECL. Iftikhar Khan with a lovely piece of bowling. Well, there you go. That looks like the classic missing off, missing leg, and hitting middle halfway up.
Based on that first replay, I'm not sure he can have
Too many complaints. Right, so St. Petersburg Lions in a bit of early trouble. And in a T10 game, you don't have long to turn it round. Number 9, Gaurav Bhatti comes around. Normally when you think of the most popular sport in Europe, football, it's the number 9, he's your gun man. Big shot, and not given. Could have been on a hat-trick if Dikar Khan. Making things happen early here, the German champions. A lovely first over of the innings, and then backed up by Khan in this second. Khan and Vardak working in combination. Maybe just a judge to be going down the leg side. Looked very close from our commentary position. Khan into Gautam. And that is very streaky. First boundary of the innings. More luck than judgment. First over from Khan. What have we got next? Catch it! Down the leg side. And it is called brutal game this for bowlers. Anything ever so slightly down the leg side will be called a wide. Slightly more margin for error on the offside, of course. If you're new to cricket, you may be wondering what we mean when we use those terms. To keep it really simple, the leg side is the side where conventionally the batsman's legs tend to be standing. Straight back. The offside tends to be the area where the bat is conventionally placed. And I say conventionally because in T10 cricket you see all sorts of different shots. When the batsman is in their normal stance, that's a reasonable enough guide to things. But anyone who watches international cricket these days will know you've got some players who are arguably almost as good as they are one way round as they are the other with the sweeps, switch hits, pulls, all sorts. Finishes it off nicely. Really good start this from SG Findorf. A point to prove after a bit of a mauling in the final game of yesterday. Fighting to stay in the tournament. And this is smart work in the power play. Just 10 for 1 off 2. Over, and it was a chance for a second wicket for SG Findorf. Hamid Wardak has seen his partner get into the wicket party. He so nearly joined him here, Ryan.
Yeah, well, it's been a good start, obviously, from the bowling side. And LBW in that last over, the second one was very, very close.
Wardak in once more, and he's really getting it to talk with this left arm across angle.
It's nice shape, isn't it? Continues to swing. And it's been an impressive start.
It's a very traditional left arm over way of doing things. Gets slightly wide on the crease. Pushes it across the right hand batsman. Wodak ready to charge in once more, but the keeper's come up to the stumps, and that's important. Traps the batsman in his crease. Catch it! Skewed outside edge, and the second wicket comes. It's of no surprise, SG Findorf are on fire here. Ahmed Wodak gets his first to go with Khan's. And it's struggle street for St. Petersburg. They are in real trouble early on here.
Well, again, we've been speaking about the swing early on, going across the right-hand batsman. And I'll tell you what you can't do as a batsman, and that's trying to play across the swing. And if you have a close look at this replay, he's trying to hit that on the onside, playing against the swing. The odds aren't in your favour when that happens. And all he can do is skew.
It's the Russian champions against the German champions, and just to reiterate, if you're unfamiliar with the situation in these groups, it's a must-win for both of these teams in Group B to stay alive. You can just about get through with 1 loss and 2 wins, but if you lose 2 games, then finished. It's over. Ahmed Wodak in with a deeper up. Miscued start.
Given a little bit of width there. Wanted a piece of that over the offside. We have a deep point, and third man are the 2 men outside the circle. Of course, only allowed 2 men outside the ring in these first 3 overs of the power play.
And it's been one of the best power plays of the tournament in terms of bowling and fielding execution. Wodak into Gautam. And again, smart stuff from SG Findorf. Not a clean take from the keeper. You'll know from experience, though, just how difficult it is to stand up to that kind of bowling.
Oh, of course, it's you basically got your heart in your mouth at times, but look, you're doing it for a reason, and that reason is to keep the batter in his crease. A lot of time with swing bowling, batsmen like to bat down the crease to try and limit the amount of swing. Wiki doing his best work for the bowler, giving him as much assistance as he can. Let's see, third bowler used now that we're outside of the power play and fielding restrictions are released somewhat.
We've got some spin from the Las Lomas end of the ground, as St. Petersburg lines try and rebuild their innings. Akashdeep Singh facing. By down to short third man to get us started. That brings Vijay Gautam onto strike. Asrar Khan with T10 on his back bowling. And again, swept away against the spin. Smart work again from SG Findorf, bowling to their field. 3 sweepers out on the leg side, 2 on the off, which has been the go-to way of doing things this week so far. Yeah, that's lovely stuff, sorry, just in the tram lines. Oh, and it has been given. It was pretty marginal. It seemed for a second like he got away with it. Asrar Khan again.
Oh, great bowling,
Beats him outside the off stump. Key part of the side that won the German Championship last year. 9 wickets at an average of just 11. Oh, but that's a full banger. You can't bowl there. Akashdeep Singh hammers it away. And that will get St. Petersburg Lions finally going in the right direction.
Well, I'll tell you what's happened there. He's bowled 3 very good leg spinners, and then he thought oh look, let's try something different. I'm going to bowl my wrong un. Didn't come out of the hand very well, and he got deposited onto the bank.
Whoa, great bowling, great bowling.
That has not been wided. It was turning quite a fair bit.
Again, back to his leg spinner there.
Akashdeep faces up once more.
Oh.
Flicks this into the gap. And they might get a 2, incredibly rare on this ground. Fielded by Farouk Amari, running around to his right-hand side, but off balance by the time he threw.
Pretty good over there. A young leg spinner. Khan. Obviously every T10, T20, 50 over competition, 4-day cricket, 5-day test matches. Best teams in world cricket generally have a leg spinner to go to. Quest to find a good one is often a tough process, but it is a very tough art to learn. But if you find a goodie, you have to persist with them, especially young leg spinners. Like I say, it's a very tough skill to learn. And there's going to be some ups and downs, but you just got to keep them going.
He's certainly a guy to keep an eye on, though, Eeropean Khan. Anybody who's a leg spinner, bowls in the national T20 comp, and goes for 5.7 runs and over, has got something about them. And he offered a bit in that over. Farouk Amari now on from our end. That's a Cassius end. Disappointing start, not his best. And he'll want his Sunday best because the world is watching. You can catch us live on YouTube on ecn.cricket. Streamed all over the place, as well as on TV in more than 100 countries. It is a pleasure to have your company here at the Rachel Hayhoe-Flint Oval. Single. And a direct hit could have been interesting. Enthusiastic stuff from Amari. We have discussed the first day and a half or so of this tournament just how enthusiastic bowlers are to field when they are with the ball in hand.
Of course. Just quickly, speaking about young leg spinners, Catalunia's saying, the young 17-year-old leg spinner, gee, I'm impressed with him. I like the look of him.
One of the players I'm probably the most excited about in this entire tournament. I make him to be the youngest player at the entire comp. Just down there, Gamari. And it's given us a wide. I speculate that might have been the classic. And it's someone that is a properly village cricketer. I can occasionally bring this perspective, and I've seen it plenty of times. The classic, I know he's nowhere near that. But if I appeal, the umpire might get distracted and forget he's got a signal.
Yeah, it's a goodie. It happens everywhere.
But this is the ECL. And this is a slightly higher level where such umpires are not put off by such an idea. Singh facing up. Swing and a miss.
What I will say that obviously we didn't do the first game, but our first look at day 2 of the pitch, and it looks like a really good even bounce again. Look, if you have a close look at that, that's getting through to the wicket at a nice height. That's what we're after, a nice flat even pitch.
Amari continuing. And he's just not quite getting his angles right at the moment. Placement.
Went for a change up there.
He's normally so reliable. The German T20 comp last year, he was one of their main wicket takers, 12 wickets, an average of 15, a strike rate of exactly on a runner ball. Can't complain about that, but he's only actually bowled 2 legitimate deliveries in this over so far. Down the ground from Singh. Get one. Kashdeep Singh, a man with a particularly interesting story as to how he got here. Moved to Russia as a 15-year-old.
Is it another love story?
It's not a love story.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm going to end up turning into a Taylor Swift album on repeat. But no, Akashdeep Singh moved to Russia 9 years ago. As he's back on strike now, Gautam takes the single. Moved to Russia 9 years ago, works in Moscow. He was asked to compare himself to, and he was very modest, unlike certain people who won't be named for now.
Corey Rutgers.
Corey Rutgers, Submarine come to mind. They know who they are. As Amari continues to Akashdeep Singh, very open stance. He's crunched this away, not really got hold of it, and he's plugged it perfectly into the gap. And having got lucky with the potential catch, he almost ran himself out as well, not his finest moment. But I was mentioning his modesty. He's asked to compare himself to that's an international cricketer. He said, everyone says I look like Yuvraj Singh, but I can't bat like him for sure. I had a lot of respect for the sheer level of total modesty. Marie. There was a bit of width there, but Gautam didn't capitalise.
So what is he saying? He's a good-looking rooster. Do we say, is Yuvraj a good-looking rider? We have to ask Subhash.
Maybe we do. I took it as the fact that he was.
But you're the expert on all matters, so.
I don't know what on earth's made you put me in the expert of whether Yuvraj Singh is your cup of tea.
Well, I'm just wondering if we're like for like.
I took it as modesty in that he was saying that, you know, I might look a little bit like you, Viraj, but I'm not going to claim to be a gun bat. But you've gone for an interesting other spin on Olfing.
Just might think
quickly
Viraj's got a head like a half-eaten pasty. I don't know.
Leading to the card. Next over started. That's when leg spinners are on. Akashdeep Singh could be run out here. It was Iftikhar Khan with the fielding. Just couldn't gather it cleanly though, Isra Khan. Leg spinner. Two openers going very early for St. Petersburg, only making one between them. But this partnership is starting to rebuild things. Isra Khan once more.
Come on!
And that dipped nicely. That is proper leg spin stuff.
I wonder if that was a chance. If we have a side-on view, I've got a feeling the back foot might have just slipped out of the crease.
Vijay Gautam struggling against Isra Khan.
Oh, great.
That's nice again. That previous delivery, it was one of those classic leg spinners where the eyes light up. You think for a second it might be a low full toss and it dips on him in a really beautiful way. Lures them in. Again. Gets half a stop on this.
Put that down as a chance as well. Tough one. Tough one.
But he's a leg spinner, and at the moment he's going at just over a run a ball on a T10 ground with 50-metre boundaries, so he deserves a heck of a lot of credit here, Isra Khan. Cracked away, leg side, catching chance, and he does have his wicket. A really good spell from Isra Khan, the leggy, and now he's got what he deserves.
Yeah, it's a good piece of bowling. You just felt that with wickets, runs not coming, that the pressure was mounting and they wanted to clear a rope or two. And a good reward for effort for Isran Khan.
Akashdeep Singh played himself in and has to go for 11 off 10 balls. The first really big shot that he's attempted has cost him his wicket. Lovely dip and bounce, and just going back to Nadeem Hussain, for those new to cricket, if there's one particular type of bowler that can entice you into watching cricket, it's got to be a good leg spinner.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. The mystery of the wrist action and the dip, the turn, the spin and the goop. Let's hear his good start. The batsmen have crossed. Vijay Gautam on strike there, and we discussed that yesterday. I was pontificating on that in the later hours of the evening about the changing of strike, and I have to say I do find it a curious one that, you know, I was explaining this to an American friend who doesn't know cricket. The first thing he said was, well, if the run doesn't count, then why should they cross ends? I think it's an interesting debate.
I really like the idea of the rule. If you're out, then the new batsman should face it. You shouldn't be rewarded by having the already in batsman suddenly facing next ball. So I'm just saying that I've heard a rumour with this new weirdo 100 balls competition that you English want to start. That may be one of the rules.
Bowling coming from the Las Acacias end of the ground. Amar Khalid is coming on, so we've got spin from both ends. 31-year-old all-rounder. Hits as many sixes as he does fours with the bat. He's handy with the ball too. Here's Khalid beating him all ends up and a miss-stumping.
Well, I thought he might have missed one in the previous over. I'm definitely sure he missed one there, the old wick. Fakhar Ahmed.
Easy for you to say. Fakhar Ahmed.
It's probably easy. I wouldn't want to say that too quickly though, would I?
This is true. This is true. We are a family broadcast after all.
Especially with a few under my belt.
Yes, this is also true. Oh, that's another nice delivery. The spin is causing the Russians real problems here. Good work in the field as well. So just a bit of background on the second pair of these spin twins. Amar Khalid, the joker of the team, key all-rounder. He's offered a bit of width. It looked initially like it should get punished. After a bit of a mess it is fielded. What do we make of the aesthetic from number 15, Farouk Amiri, fielding out on that boundary? Look at him there. He's tucked the shirt right in.
Trying to get the guns out, get a bit of sunshine, the Spanish sun.
Sun's out, truly guns out. Lead again, he goes down the ground, gets it all wrong though, and the spin is doing it for SG Findorf. Amar Khalid gets into the wicket party, joins Isra Khan there, and St. Petersburg Lions are in big trouble.
Yeah, again, I think I've said it way too often that batsmen trying to just look at the onside only, really trying to hit across the line of the ball instead of playing nice and straight, trying to hit the side screen. If you have a close look here, he's trying to swing that away on the leg side. Only gets the leading outside part of the bat and no success at all.
What have we got next? Bit of a mess again, and once more we're seeing St. Petersburg struggle with the twirlers.
जल्दी कर मारे जल्दी शाबाश मार मार जल्दी
Spin once again causing problems, and it's as streaky a boundary as we're going to see here across these 3 days at La Manga.
Well, to be fair, St. Petersburg Lions 38 for 4 after the almost 7 overs. They'll take runs any way they can get them, and this one again a little wild hoik to the leg side, outside edge, down to the boundary.
It is that classic village green joke of it says 4 in the scorebook, and in years to come that story will be retold and retold and retold.
Well, is that what you're going to be telling your kids, that you spend a couple of days with me?
Goodness gracious me, I'm not even going to justify that for a response. What I will say is it is that classic thing of the edge for 4 becomes in a few years' time, oh mate, that was smoke through the covers. You know, it's that classic, you know, the Chinese whisper becomes the Chinese whisper, and 10 years later it's a whole different thing. So, Las Lomas end of the ground. Change in the bowling. Iftikhar Khan is on. Good stop as well. Again, bowlers fielding off their own bowling.
Well,
it's funny how the standards rise.
Yeah, and to add to what you were just saying, that's I think that's the advent of T20 cricket. You see so many players now, you know, getting hoiked away with a loose ball, getting caught in the boundary. I bet you those wickets will end up saying, oh yeah, what about the day I knocked over Virat Kohli?
That's it! This is very wide, and they say swing hard, and he's got the reward for it. St. Petersburg Lions trying to get up to something defendable, and Vijay Gautam has stayed there. He hasn't necessarily scored quickly, but one way or the other, he has a boundary here.
Yeah, third man up inside the circle, and being rewarded. To be fair, it was quite wide. It was an opportunity to throw the hands out. Gautam, it's really important now that he probably faces most of these last 2 overs.
He's got to motor now, Vijay Gautam, but instead there's an LB shout against him. Going down leg, directed, he's gone. Oh, that is just lovely stuff. Or maybe not.
We're coming upstairs.
We are going up. We've had some called on field this week that haven't even used the replay facilities we've got available, but we are having a second look, so a lot happened here.
Well,
let's try and take you through it from the start. It was a quick single that went horribly wrong, and that's where it ends. Well, even from the naked eye, I said, that's got to be gone. Well,
he was cruising because he thought that the fielder was going to throw at the wicket-keeper's end and not his end, and then all of a sudden, he thought, oh gee, I'm in trouble here, I've got to scamper. And it's way too late, it's a big wicket. Just as we said, he was the man to face most of these final deliveries. He's on his way through a bit of poor running. He's gone for 18 off 23 balls. It is Aziz Dawadzi with the fantastic work out in the field. And that is a real killer when you've got particularly a T10 format. If you're going to eat up a fair bit of delivery, striking it in and around or even just under a runner ball, you've got to then accelerate. We saw it Maxo down, I think so. He was going at around a runner ball for his first 15 deliveries, and then he literally hit 7 consecutive boundaries, and the strike rate catches up with itself. When you hit the go button, it's time to go. It was a vital wicket, that's for sure. Now, Petersburg trying to get towards even a half century. Alexander Vasilev, the keeper, has got himself off the dreaded duck. Do remember as well that
If you want to tweet us directly as a commentary team, ask us anything about some of the topics we've been discussing, particularly leg spin, which to those new to cricket might be an art of real interest. Feel free to give us a tweet. This is good again from Iftikhar Khan. You can catch me on @ThisIsMcCann, MCCANN. This is McCann, and you are on
Cambo_19.
But yeah, any particular questions about what we're seeing, or the ECL, or the format, or anything in between with current cricket across the world, we'll do our best to get on air and answer. Inside out, straight to cover. Lalit is gone, and the wickets are tumbling here. More smart work from SG Findorf. Iftikhar Khan has his second.
Nice and full. Trying to bowl it as full as possible, looking for that Yorker zone. And at the moment, the St. Petersburg Lions batsmen trying to swing hard and heavy, but aren't managing to hit over or through the infield. It's up there in the slot. And a pretty good job.
Findorf bowl going to be to look at. A lover of them watching TV. Across the set and an idea to the ECL. Rashid Mabat, the most senior, slightly old, is the pensioners. To him, decent hit, and he the drop Flemish on what impressive fielding.
Yeah, it was hit. He might get the hand, that soft hand, that face of the ball.